So today we will continue talking about magnitude. And remember from yesterday, magnitude is a guess about how many items. So the key word is a guess and about, the two key words. It's magnitude is a guess about how many items. So you are guessing. You're not counting the items, you are guessing. So let's look at some more examples. We have our whiteboard right here with two different examples. So looking at the first one, we have a tree here with some apples. With some apples on our tree. You guys are going to determine the magnitude of apples on the tree. You're going to guess about how many apples are on that tree. So let's look at our answer choices. We have about 7, about 70, or about 700. I'm going to give you guys a few seconds to come up with your answer. About how many apples are on this tree? What is the magnitude of apples? Okay, so let's look at our first option. It says about 7. That could be possible. There may be about 7. Let's look at our next answer choice. About 70. I'm going to mark off about 70 because I know if there were 70 apples on this tree, there would be a lot more than what's shown right there. The next option is about 700. Definitely going to mark that one out. I know that if there were 700 apples on this tree, there would be apples on the ground too. It would be filled with apples everywhere. So the correct answer is about 7. There are about 7 apples on that tree. I'm just going to count just to see how many apples there actually are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I see that there are 6 apples, and 6 is pretty close to 7. 6 is about 7, so that's why that's the correct answer, about 7 apples. Let's look at our next one. So down here, I have some fish swimming in the ocean. What is the magnitude of fish? Can you guess about how many fish there are in the ocean? Are there about 5, about 50, or about 500? About how many fish are swimming in the ocean? I will give you a few seconds to share your answer out loud right now. Okay, so let's look at our options. Let's start at the top with about 5. That could be a pretty good guess. About 50. I think that these are less than 50. So I'm going to mark that one off. And 500 is even bigger than 50. So I know that's not the right answer. So the correct answer is about 5 fish. Looking at the picture, there are about 5. I really see 1, 2, 3, 4 fish, but 4 is close to the number 5, so 5 would be the magnitude, about 5 fish. Okay, now we're going to look at just 2 more examples of magnitude. So let's look at this thank you card right here. Look at all of the dots on the card. You guys are going to guess the magnitude of dots, about how many dots are on the card. Are there about 4, about 40, or about 400? Looking at the card, so it's a guess. How many dots? Share your answer out loud. If you said about 40 dots, you would be correct. You are guessing. There might not be exactly 40 on this card. Maybe there's only 30. But we know that there's more than 4 and that there's less than 400 dots. Now for our last example, I want you to do the same exact thing. You will be thinking out loud to find your answer. So I have some cards here. Some different playing cards, some Pokemon, some Bakugan cards. Bunch of different cards. I'm just going to drop them on the floor. Spread them out a little bit so you can see them. There we go. There's my cards. I want you to guess about how many cards are on the floor. I did not even count them before I dropped them. But would you say, are there about 2 cards, about 20, or about 200 spread across my floor right here? About how many cards do you see? Give you a second to share your answer out loud. Okay, let's talk through our answer choices. So the first one is 2, about 2 cards. Okay, I can grab 2 cards right here and throw them over there. Look how many more I have left. So I know I have more than 2. So I'm going to X that one out. The next answer choice is 20, about 20. Yeah, I would say that there's about 20 cards because the next answer choice is all the way at 200. If I had 200 cards here, they'd be spread across my floor and I would have a lot more. So the magnitude of cards here is about 200.